I told all of them, I think this team is going to go down as the most beloved team in the history of San Diego State basketball. And X was the ringleader. He was the guy that drove the bus. He was the guy that all of us looked to when we had to have a play made. And to an Aztec fan and a coach and a teammate, we will miss him greatly. But he even though he won't put on a uniform again, he's going to be an Aztec. And he'll be like all the rest of them. He'll come back in the summer. He'll mentor the young guys that are in the program. He'll cheer from a distance. He'll text and call on a great win. And he'll do the same on a disappointing loss like tonight.
Can you talk about bottling up Gordon and Johnson all game? It seemed like they were struggling until the very end. They seemed to finally get going.
They're good players. I didn't look. I with intent looked at Nick Johnson's stat line to see when he did what he did. He had no points at halftime, 0 for 7. He made 10 for 10 from the free throw line the last minute 30 of the game. He hit a 3 with about 2:30 left in the game. So he had 13 of his 15 points in the last 2.5 minutes or so. Good players make important plays. Good players move on to the next play and don't dwell on what happened before, and he's a very good player.
Coach, the people we talked to, your players, they all used 2 words independently. It was brothers and love. You mentioned, you said he was the most beloved group of guys you're going to have here, but is that something that they fostered among themselves or something you tried to instill in them?
I think that happened with our fans. Our fans watched this team play and saw how they played and saw how they really truly did care about one another. That shows. You can't fake that. We were far from perfect, but our effort was as good as any team I've had. If you look at the whole body of work, nobody had an agenda. Holy is the greatest example of that, a guy that pined away, please give me a chance. And when he got a chance, he made the most of it because of how he handled himself. And I think those in the locker room allowed him and helped him handle it the way he did, to be ready. And they patted him on the back and cared about him. So I think that showed for sure, not only in the locker room, it showed in the community. It showed in that arena when they played. And they'll be talked about for a long time in really, really positive terms.